Isidro is not important to the Berserk story. Wait, don't fly away, I'm just joking, okay? Isidro is actually more important than you think.
We've been duped!
Duped!
Bamboozled!
We've been smeckledorfed!
That's not even a word and I agree with you.
For those of you who don't really know Isidro so much, he is the young runaway thief who joins Guts in his travels as a member of the Swordsman Traveling Party, or his new little group. Most would argue that out of all of the Guts group members, Isidro's contribution has been the least. He's not an excellent fighter, and most of the times he's just there for comedy relief. Most Berserk readers tend to dislike him because it feels like he doesn't contribute as a character at all. But what if I told you that because of Isidro, Guts is able to grow as a character, as a person overall, and he's able to deal with some of the wrongs he's done in the past himself? So you guys might be like wondering, like, what do you mean by that? Well, I was playing this game called God of War. It just came out, and I was able to play it from start to finish, beating the game and everything. And the dynamic of the main character in that game, Kratos, and his son reminded me of the relationship between Guts and Isidro. And I found myself really thinking about it and realizing that Isidro acts as a type of son character to Guts. And just hear me out on this, okay? Guts, just like Kratos in the God of War game, he's dealing with the conflict of killing his father. And I know that it seems that it was just done way back when, and Guts doesn't really think about it now and stuff. But if you think about it, something like that would have a major impact on anyone. And Guts is living with this sin. But when given the chance to get rid of Isidro and stuff, he tries at first, but then he does something quite opposite to what he wanted to do originally. Instead of running the boy, he actually took him in and started training him, and then, you know, tell him to like find his own fighting style and whatnot. Kind of like the tutelage, you know, Guts got from his own dad prior to being, you know, having to kill him and everything. But unlike his father, Guts is actually taking an active role in helping Isidro grow as a person. And, you know, it seems weird they would have this character there for no main reason, but to me, it's a type of father-son relationship going on there, because Isidro looks up to Guts as a mentor, as a teacher, and Guts, although he's not like a essential, like, big father figure to Isidro, he still treats him as a father would treat his son in a way to train him, you know, to hone his skills. And the reason why I bring up God of War so much is because God of War, Kratos himself killed his father, Zeus. Sorry, spoiler warnings if you guys didn't know. And he is living with the sin that he killed his own father, and now he has his son, and he has to raise this boy that he hasn't really been in this boy's life at all, and he has to train him and mold him into becoming a man and dealing with conflict as it arises, you know. And you could see that Guts believes in Isidro because he tells him to go save Casca and them, and he gives him bombs and stuff, and he believes in his abilities and talents and tell him to foster his own fighting style because he believes in him. And these are traits that Guts did not experience growing up. You know, Guts was left alone for a number of years as a kid, and Gambino left a hole in Guts' heart and didn't really have any proper father figure after the initial father he had. And, you know, he had to murder him because his dad was just a piece of crap. He sold him to being raped, and then after that he tried to kill him. Like, Guts never had anyone who truly cared about him in such a way. And I believe that Isidro's life now is how Guts' life would have been had Gambino not been such a pitiful father to him. I feel like Guts, he's learning from that, and in this stance with Isidro, he's like, you know what, this is my chance to being a better person than my dad was, or my adopted father was to me. And in doing so, he is growing as an individual. You know, when we first met Guts, he was a very violent person, just like Kratos, again from the God of War series, very violent, did not know how to deal with their anger other than killing and maiming all their enemies. And as time progressed, you saw that Guts has calmed down quite a bit. As if you look at a series now, Guts is not nearly as violent as he was before. And there are instances where he could have acted in rage, like when he and Zod teamed up to defeat Ganeshka. And, he had a chance to fight Zod because he just had to say something bad about Griffith. But because of his team now, and they're mentioning, we have everybody here and stuff, he is able to look at that and calm down and be like, what, no, you're right, I don't want to pick a fight between monsters and all that stuff, showing true character growth. So I believe that Isidro is in the series to help help Guts grow as a character overall. So that's just my 2 cents on the whole topic of Isidro, because when I played the God of War game, I could see the father-son dynamic between Guts and Isidro. And that helps push the narrative, because you kind of get to see an insight of how Guts would be as a dad. And you see him mature more into a more caring individual, even though he doesn't show his emotion he's not emotionally attached per se, but he still shows that he cares by his actions. So you guys tell me what you think and comment below. Do you think Guts is, his interaction with Isidro is to, show a father-son type relationship? Or do you guys think Isidro is just there for comedy relief completely? I honestly think it's to show a father-son type growth for Guts, especially since he has a kid out there too that he doesn't even know about. So you guys tell me what you think, comment below, and as always, take care.